From a simple hearth by the river, our story begins. In the cool mud of the Nile, a family tends to its first harvest, a promise of stability marked by a simple token of clay. This single act, repeated across the fertile floodplains of the Tigris and the Indus, would change humanity forever. The wandering life gave way to the rooted one. Granaries swelled into villages, and villages into the world's first cities. Here, new tools were needed. Writing was born not of poetry, but of debt. Laws arose not from philosophy, but from the need to end a feud. To bind these new societies of strangers together, shared belief became the ultimate currency. Whether through the compassion of Buddhism, the duty of Confucian thought, or the deep connection between sky and soil in indigenous faiths, a shared story proved stronger than any spear. It was this shared meaning that created order, and from order, power began to grow. This power reached across the globe on threads of trade. On the Silk Road, caravans chased the horizon. In the heart of the Sahara, salt was traded for gold. Across the Indian Ocean, monsoon winds carried not just sailors, but stories. These routes moved silk and pepper, but also ideas, technologies, and disease. The paths they carved are still etched into our world, now traced by satellites instead of stars. A virus traveling by jetliner is just an echo of an ancient caravan. New tools accelerated this exchange. Iron armed the farmer and the king alike. Paper gave memory a new permanence. And gunpowder gave ambition a terrifying new reach. When connections broke through war, famine, or plague, faiths like Judaism, Christianity, and Islam offered solace. But the web was always rebuilt, stronger than before, pulled by wind and sail toward the open sea, and an encounter that would change the map forever. Salt wind met human ambition, and the vast oceans, once barriers, became bridges, stitching continents into a single restless world. On a creaking deck, a world away from home, a sailor squints at a shore that will soon have a new name on the map. Across that water, a great exchange began. Crops, creatures, and microbes jumped hemispheres, forever altering diets, landscapes, and the fate of empires. In the year 1517, a protest was hammered to a church door, and thanks to the new power of printing, its message spread like wildfire. Dissent fueled experiment, which sparked an enlightenment and then revolution. As industry reordered life itself, its rhythms dictated by the factory clock, not the sun, a fundamental question emerged. What happens when ideas promise freedom, but economies demand control? This conflict gave birth to new ideologies: capitalism, socialism, liberal democracy, all wrestling for the future. But this new world was built on a terrible contradiction. Its sugar was sweetened with stolen breath, its wealth carried in the holds of slave ships, and its tensions were winding toward a global war. 2 world wars shattered the old certainties. In their aftermath, we built new institutions, hoping to manage trade and contain violence. But another revolution was already underway. This time, it was not in the streets, but in the circuits. Code began to rewire daily life, reaching from our screens into our very cells through genome editing. Digital communities gathered hearts from across the globe. Artificial intelligence began to challenge our oldest ideas of creation and consciousness. The echoes of this entire history are in the work you do, the body you inhabit, and the planet itself now warms in its wake. The story is not over. Just beyond the horizon of our modern world, a new form of power is gathering, its purpose and direction still unwritten.